So today we're going to change the trailing arm bush on the Astra that's here behind us. For those of you who with a keen eye, you will have obviously noticed it's actually a twin top. So there are some slight differences which I'll show you, but generally speaking most of it's the same if it's any other Astra. So the trailing arm bush, as we can see, is this bit here. So the tools for the job is you do need an E20 star socket, so basically an inverted Torx, and if you've actually got a twin top like this one, a T55 Torx bit like this, but that's only on the twin tops. So first off, you obviously want to jack your car up and you want to remove the wheels, and also because I'm not going to remove the whole bar here, what I've actually done is I undid the star points here with the E20 socket on the shock absorbers, so that's allowed me to lower the suspension down on both sides to remove the springs. So there's one of the springs out, and then I've put the bolt back in, and this is allowing for the shock absorbers to actually hold the suspension while we'll tackle the front end, and this allows the whole suspension to be able to tilt into this direction, which then allows us to actually get onto the bush. Now, as I say, the tools needed, you obviously need the E20 Torx for those bolts, but also I'm using the Sealey VSE4787 bushing tool. So I'll show you here. So this allows you to push out the bushes on the Astra, and also on things like the is it the Meriva, the Zafira, I can't remember what ones it does, but it does on the Vauxhall Opel vehicles anyway, and it has this special cutouts to do with the trailing bush, so I'll show you using that as we get on to the other side. So let's crack on and start doing the job. So E20 socket, 18mm spanner on the other side, and just loosen this pin off first. So I'm just going to leave the nut still in. Now onto these 3 bolts here at the top. So again, E20, and loosen those off. It's a lot easier to loosen this before undo this bracket here. And the third one is over here. So being a twin top, you've actually got this metal bar, so just undo all these Torx spots. Now if you think you can just undo this bolt and slide the bolt out, this is the seal's actually in the way, so you can't do that. Now the reason I've got the shock absorbers back in is so that we don't have to disconnect things like the brake fluid lines. Obviously I've just disconnected, yesterday I disconnected the handbrake cable just so we can get access. So all those bolts are out now, so just push up on one side. You can see that will move, so just take the nut out. So now the bolt will come out and the bracket will come off. So obviously this is the bush we're going to push out. So if we raise the axle on the other side, so I'll just show you. So I've just raised the axle on this side and just supported it. So in the kit we want the nut with the bearing. This bit will actually go through the actual suspension arm. One of these to screw in there like that, and we'll be using this bit to push the bush into. So this will go in from this side. In fact, actually before I start pushing it, there's actually a cap on here. So just pull that off. So this will push through like so, and you want to make sure this is all lined up. Now if you've got a bit of a warm bush, obviously you might have to adjust it, but you want to push it up so it all lines up on the edge here of the actual bush. But before we push it, I almost forgot, on the bush we're taking out we want to mark so we actually know where the new bush is going in. So what I tend to do is I follow the angle here, look where the point is, we need to put a mark in. So got a mark so I can line up the new one where we take the old one from, as I showed earlier. The bar comes through, so that slides on like such. So the nut with the bearing, so I'm going to tighten these up to get it in the right place in a second. The other side of the tool is going to push on the bearing, so obviously you need to push it straight. So I get this spanner on, just start tightening up. Now you will feel some resistance, but it shouldn't be massively hard because it's should be pushing the bearing in the middle. There we go, it started to go. They don't always make the noise. Don't know if you can see, just there, you can just see the bush coming out there. As this end's going in. And as you can see, let's see if I can get that into focus. There's where you push in, there's the bearing. This pin is actually sliding in and out there, which is not what it's supposed to do. So that's why we need to change the bush. So here's the old bush, here's the new bush. Now you might think this is a little bit different, but here's that cap I took off earlier. So time to lube this up and insert it. Finish my coffee and we'll go. So we're now on to this half of the kit. We still need this nut with the bearing. So as you can see, we get an even pressure on that bit and on this bit as well, so that will just fit in like such. So we screw this on first. So get the cap on the bearing, obviously making sure, I don't know if I got that, making sure the angle lines up with the marking that I've done before. On the other side, get the cap on. Get the nut with the bearing on. And like on the other side, we just tighten up to pull the bearing in. So as you can see, the bearings popped out through here, and the flange there is flush. So just get the cap, place that on. So bolt goes through from the outside, the nut on the inside. So we won't do these up yet because we've got to lift the suspension roughly into the place it'll be travelling to stop putting too much pressure on the bush. I'll take away the wood on the other side. And tighten this bracket. So the job's not finished yet. So undo the shock absorbers. So again, it's an E20. There we go. Same on the other side. So on a twin top, you've got these bracing bits with it being like a convertible. So you need to loosen these. You don't need to take them all the way out, but you need to loosen these to actually give the axle enough movement so you can get the springs in and out. So get the spring, and I know I need new rubber bits, but it's an old car. And get the spring in place. Same on the other side. So now jack up. So we've got the jack, just close up the spring. And tighten up the shock. So to do this bolt, we want to get the axle in about the position that it'll be as we're travelling along. And now we can tighten up this bolt here. So 18mm on the inside. So that's that side done. Same on the other side. So the same as the other side. So just clip in the handbrake cable, make sure it goes around a bit at the bottom here into the clip there. So that would be done, but as it's an Astra twin top, we've got the bracing bits to put back on. Like I say, these aren't on the normal Astra. So all we've got to do now is put the wheels on and job's done. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another video. Cheers.